Some people. Hello, Jean. Hi, Patty, Melissa, and Diane. Hello, 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 hello. It's so good to be back. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I feel like it's been forever since I've been here, probably because it has been. Hello, hello. Hi, Arlene and Sue and Marilyn. Oh, my goodness. Karen. I'm sure I'm forgetting people because you guys are all popping up so quick. Hi, Chris and Louise. So great to see all of you again. You are still all coming in. We're going to see, I've got some kind of interesting things here. So some of you know I was gone. Hi, Corey. And hello, Karen. I can't wait to hear about it. You're going to hear about it today. You're going to hear about the trip. Springfield, Missouri. Hello. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Carolyn. And Darlene. All of you. Hi, Gloria. So, all right. So I'm going to give it a few minutes before I jump in. But you kind of see, I was just talking to Kate about the spring event. So I don't know how many of you are doing that, but it turns out I am going to be there after all this time. So we just kind of made that work out. And so I'm going to miss a day, but I'll be there for the rest of it. I was just talking to Kate. We're trying to figure out who's going to be in the room with me. So there's a chance I'll have Kate in with me. So it'll be, as always, the best room and super fun. And so, Carol, you won last time. Well, congratulations. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I'll pull the show up so I can pick a winner. All right, here we go. I'm going live. I see myself. Look, there I am. All right, I'm going to turn the volume down. All right, so we'll let it sit there, and in a little bit, I'll pull it back up. Hello, Beth and Taffy. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a head cold, which reminds me, I'm going to take a cough drop really quick. And so I had a little tiny cold before I left, and it just kind of snowballed while we were gone, which is no big deal. It wasn't terrible, just a little bit. From what I understand, everybody's been sick. Oh, I like the pick me, Jean. I'll do what I can. I just scroll back. So, hello, Lynn and Tammy and Carol. Oh, my goodness. All right. Got the cough drop going now. All right. You guys ready? So, I don't know. Should I do any sort of intro? I haven't done an intro forever. I don't like my hair like that. It's really hard seeing yourself constantly because you're like, oh, my hair, and I talk with my hands and I look like a crazy person. So my youngest son, he's 16, and he loves to take the worst pictures of me possible. So he's always like, he comes up with he takes pictures from up above. So my forehead looks like it's like half of my head. And I'm like, okay, you're such a freak. And he'll catch me and I swear he does videos, because then he'll scroll through and find the absolute worst, oh. And actually that's a good picture compared to what he takes of me. So, I love him dearly. I do. He entertains me, but man, worst pictures. Love the white bag. Isn't this fun? So I had to haggle for this. So this was at the Khan El Khalili Bazaar, the Grand Bazaar in Cairo. I realized I had bought too much fabric and I didn't have a way to get it home. And so on the last day we were there, I went to the market with the intent of getting myself a duffel. So they started off at $45. I thought, no, that's way too much. And I got it for $15. I was very excited. Look how great it is. And so now it's not the best made. And during during its travels through baggage claim and things, the handles got damaged. So I took them off this morning. It came with a long strap, and I'm just going to go ahead and replace those at a later date. But so this fabric, Louise, oh my gosh. All right, I got to focus. I told Kate, anytime I start talking about this trip, my mind just shatters into 1,000 different directions. I really struggle to stay focused. So at least with you guys, I know I'm kind of focused on fabrics and bag inspiration. And so, really, it was a great experience. I'm going to start off with Egypt because that's what's in front of me. And so, so this one, I just told you, I got that at the Grand Khalili Market, Grand Bazaar, whatever you want to call it. And it was a great market. It was really fun to go and see all their different wares and see the people. The Egyptian people were wonderful. We were very fortunate that we had guides with us to help us navigate where to go and what to do. One of the things we did, as far as one of the best places, in my personal opinion, to go for to go for fabric, there's a couple of areas in Egypt that are great, and they're very close to each other. So one is called the tent makers. And the tent makers, it's an ancient Egyptian neighborhood, so to speak, and they're in like this big building, but it's like the market is inside of there. And the artists are in there actually creating artwork like this, but they do large scale ones as well. I'm going to move the big bag. So they do bigger scale ones than this, but this was one that they did that's a wall hanging, and everything is hand stitched, and it is stunning. I fell in love with this piece. I tried really hard to find a different one, and I was telling Kate, my husband, he knows that it's not often that I really, really fall in love with something. Look at that bird. He's so beautiful. And so, especially if it's pricey, I try and be cautious. Like fabrics, I'm a kind of a hoarder when it comes to that, but any other items like this artwork is amazing. But the artist was there. He was working on it at the time. But my husband snuck back over. He was like, are you done fabric shopping? Because I need to go get something. And this is what he went to get. And so I wasn't done fabric shopping, but I can't complain when my husband goes and gets something like this. And so just really a wonderful treasure to have brought home with us. And so again, this was from the tent makers. So this is a small scale of what they would do. I have, let me see if I have a picture of it. I didn't put these in order very well, but to give you an idea, in Iran is this mosque, and let's see, I think it'll be in this one. Oh, here we go. I think I found the section. I printed out pictures this morning because my printer was not happy with me, and so here. So I don't know if you can zoom in on that and if it's even going to show up. But there's a mosque in Iraq that this covered the door. So it was some sort of a pilgrimage that occurred. And so they used the Egyptian tent makers to create this doorway. And it's just incredible, the handwork that's done on it, because it is all done by hand. And then this was for the Sultan. They had covered up his carrier. This was his, like a tent that went over, like they would carry him down the streets in this. And again, I know it's really hard to see, but these are like, they're thousands of years old, and they were doing this handwork. It's crazy when you see it. So that was a little bit of the things that I was like, I wanted to bring back to you. There's also things like the headgear and just the way that the women, I don't know what the word, it's costume's not right. I mean, I think costume, but they're traditional dress, and it's a little hard to see. I'm not the best picture taker. And then again, I was doing these fast this morning. And so, but anyway, just a couple samplings of like some of the stitching that they do. It's just incredible. Yeah. The handwork, they need a baby lock or a Bernina to, save them some time. And so, but I highly recommend it. And then near the tent makers is actually their fabric district. And so I'm going to very carefully set this, I guess, right here on my Egypt bag. So their fabric district, some of you went on my Instagram. If you want, you can go on it still. It's just Bag Lady Club. And so, but some of the pictures are on there and little videos, but this is you walk up to the market, and it's kind of like this. It's out, a lot of it is outdoors. And then when you do go inside, poor Kate's I'm throwing pictures out at her, and this is when you go inside. So it's just stall after stall after stall, and just all this fabric. And so I'm going to just sort of, oops, sorry about that. I was going to say I'm going to just stack it on top as we go along. So just so many different fabrics. And this is probably my favorite. I feel like this would be Steve in Egypt in his fabric. No, he works so hard. But look at the gentleman. He's like in his fabric shop, in his fabric stall, and he's just like, all right, let me know if you need anything. And so, all right. So that was kind of the Egyptian like fabric market. Again, it was close to the tents. The tent makers. Here are some things that I got. So in the tent makers one, I got these large, but this one I think is my favorite. I probably should have ended with this, but so there's this gorgeous print. And I just love it. And you'll see these prints all over Egypt. So they use it for like covering cushions. They use it for curtains. They use it for just all kinds of stuff. But it's just so pretty. And this one's got a really like soft, it's a cotton, and it's just got a really soft hand to it. This one is one that I actually saw this on some of the boats that we went on. So we went on a felucca ride to the Nubian village, and or to a Nubian village. And so that was really cool. But this was the actual fabric that they used for on the boat for their cushions. So this is a canvas. And so again, just really fun. The papyrus is symbolized in here. It's really a huge thing for them. It's kind of a sign of life because they are in the desert. So things that grow are kind of a big deal. And I didn't think through like doing this live show and having to fold stuff. So I'm going to have to refold after. All right, here we go. So those are a couple of those things. Then my husband inside the fabric wholesale area, which was the outer part, he fell in love with this one, and it is stunning. So it's got all this embroidery on it, and it's got the sequins. It's just really pretty. So he wants me to make bags or of some sort as gifts for our Christmas boxes for next year out of this one. And so I do believe I got ripped off as far as price on this. Our guide was negotiating for me, and I paid $20 US a yard or a meter for it, which I think is outrageous in Egypt, but it is beautiful. And so the colors are great. He also really liked this tan color. I wasn't as big of a fan, so I only got a little bit of this one. But I mean, it's still pretty. It just wasn't, I don't know. I guess I was feeling bright. So again, so those are a couple things from Egypt. I only had so much luggage space. I did have to buy the duffel, but so I didn't get as much as I would have liked. I really wanted a lot more, but so that is kind of Egypt. I haven't been able to keep up very well, so I don't know if any of you had questions as I was going along. I was more like looking at what I was doing, but I think you're more just looking at it. What would you make with the fabric? So Nadine, that's a great question. So it's probably going to be bags. I have, so this is the Egypt stuff, but I have like pictures of like, oh, this is cool. So our hotel, we were at the Shangri-La Bosphorus. So we're right on the Bosphorus River, which is incredible. It divides Europe from Asia. So Istanbul is on both sides. But the palace was right next to us. And so I went in and I didn't know I wasn't supposed to take pictures. So I got one picture. And of course, it was with a handbag in it. And so I don't have the exact dating on it, but I believe pretty much everything at the palace was over 1,000 years old. And so I really wanted to take more pictures, but the guy came up to me immediately and said, no pictures. And I was like, do I have to delete this one? And he said, no, you're fine. And so, so I have that one. So I really was trying to find like inspirations. Oh, here's some more of the tent makers. This gives you an idea of the tent makers area. This is the gentleman that cut my fabric for me. Love him. And then here were some of the other fabrics in his shop. And then, oh, this is just my bag with my treasures at the hotel. And so, go. And then again, I was looking for some inspirations. And in Egypt, they're kind of known for like the wealthier you were, so to speak, the more ornate your bags would be. And they would actually, gold was very common. So for them, using silver was actually like kind of more high end, so to speak. And so, but here's a couple pictures. I don't know how I ended up with that on there, but these were some traditional ones that they had. Well, not traditional. They were ones that they had in some of their markets, some simple things. But I was trying to find, I love this one. Oh, sorry, Kate, I totally moved up on you, didn't I? This one I saw there in the market, and I just think it's stunning. I really like that a lot. And then these were some ideas of traditional bags that I found online. And I love the shape of this one. again, they like color, they like embroidery, the hand sewing that you saw in that piece we got at the tent makers. But so that kind of gives you an idea of a couple other things that would be typical Egyptian bags, tying back into their tradition. And so, all right. So that was Egypt. How much time have I spent? I feel like I'm...
Not long.
Oh, good. All right. A shawl for the sequins. That's a really good idea. I like that idea. And so I may do that because I like the fabric. I'm not sure how well it's going to hold up as a bag, but that was his idea. So, that's all right. He's got sometimes like because he doesn't sew and he doesn't carry a handbag. And so, but sometimes his ideas, like once I kind of think about them and let them sort of stew a bit, then I'm like, okay, I may not, the way I interpreted his first comment may not be what it turns into, but his ideas a lot of times will trigger something else for me. So it works well as far as team thinking, I suppose. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about Turkey. We started off in Turkey and Istanbul. I sort of accidentally stumbled into their fabric district. It was very close to their spice market, so their spice market is very well known. There is a spice there that you can only get in Turkey, and I didn't realize that until I was in Egypt and wanted to buy the spice. And it is actually, and I'm going to say it wrong, but it's an orchid tuber that they create a powder out of, and they make a winter drink called salep. And it is insane. It is so, so good. It is a milk drink that they put this orchid root into, and it thickens it. So it's similar to a cornstarch, but it has a little bit of a flavor to it. And then they top it, so they heat it up, and they top it with crushed pistachios and cinnamon. And it is so, so good. I'm going to come up with a recipe. So in Egypt, they use a cornstarch mixture. So I'm going to try and come up with a recipe for you guys and share it. I'll have Kate post it once I do. It probably will take me a few days to test out a couple. What a shame. I'm going to have to test out a few. I might have to bring it in for Kate too. We'll have to try and let me know. So that was one of the things at the spice market that was really wonderful, was getting to try that. It was so good. The Egyptian food, insane. I was telling Kate, like, I'm a big vegetable eater, and so a lot of vegetables, a lot of kebabs, but it was like, it just was, everything was fresh and good, well seasoned. Turkey, again, food was great. A lot of seafood. I'm not a big seafood person, so for me it wasn't quite as great as Egypt. But everything was very, very fresh. I would say my favorite from Turkey was, well, I guess the other one was from Turkey too. Shame on me. Now I'm saying two. There was another one from Turkey, another recipe, and it's called menemen. And it's a breakfast item, and it's eggs, and it's scrambled eggs essentially, but you cook them in a bunch of tomatoes and a little bit of finely chopped onions and peppers. And it's so good. It was really more tomatoey than eggs. And then we went to Egypt. They had a form of it called shakshuka. And the ones I've had here in the US weren't quite the same as what I had in Egypt. In Egypt, it was definitely more eggy. Here I've seen it where it's more like a dish of, or a pan of, like the tomatoes and seasonings and things, and then you put an egg on top. So very, very good. So those are a couple recipes that we'll be putting into repeat at our house. Koshery was huge in Egypt, and koshery is a mix of all the different cultures, which I thought was really neat that they incorporated all of them. And when I say that, what they did is they use all their leftover pastas. So I don't know about you guys, but we in our house have a lot of open boxes of pasta, and there's little bits and pieces in all of them. So they essentially break up their spaghetti. They put in ditallinis. They have all these, they have like 3 or 4 different ones. They have some vermicelli, and that's the base. So that's what they start off with, this koshery dish. And then they top it with basically a red sauce. And then they put on chickpeas, fried onions, and then they do a spicy red sauce, and then they do this garlic sauce. I think it's a garlic lemon that is insane. It's so good. And I know it sort of sounds like a hodgepodge, and it looks like a hodgepodge, but it is so good and delicious that we ended up having it like 3 times while we were there. So, all right, I think that's it for my food hype. Turkey. So I ended up in the fabric area in the near the spice market. It was in that area. And so here's some of the things I got. The first thing I found when I was there was this fabric. And I don't know why, because it's not really my colors generally, but I was drawn to it and how the flowers just popped. And Kate felt it too, but it is the softest cotton I have ever touched. It is just amazing. And so I have no idea what I'm going to make with it. So if you guys have any ideas, I might just keep it in my stash and pet it. Because it's very nice. So that was one. This was another oddball that I saw it, and I don't know why. It has this texture to it. It's sort of like a thick flannel, and it just, I don't know. I touched it, and it just came home with me. It happens sometimes. And so those were kind of, I would call them less traditional, but kind of the quality and items that they are currently using to sew there right now. And then getting into some more traditional, they're big into more like their tapestries. And so this was one of them. I've got a few here to show you. And so I got 4 different tapestries. Nico was with me to shop for these, so he helped me pick. And so here's another one. And then here's another one. Very similar, slight difference in colorway. So there's that one. And then I think this one might be my favorite. I really like the blues and how they pop out. And so here we go. So just really nice tapestries. And they do a lot of bags. Let's see. So here's some of so I took a ton of inspiration pictures. And so here's some of the things that they had like in the various markets that kind of use tapestries in their bags. And so, and in some cases, pillows. And oh, do you want me to do it I can do it this way? There we go. That's probably better for Kate and you guys to be able to see what's going on. There's another one. There we go. I don't want to put it on too fast. So here's some more. That's not a very good picture. We'll just throw that back. So as I was walking around the spice market, guess what I came across, guys? You will never believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I just was like trying to go into different stores, and so I see one, and it's got like, it looks like ribbons, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if they've got like different notions. Like when I was in Japan, I saw a store that was like that, and I went in, and they had patterns and buttons and all kinds of things. So I was like, okay, let's see what sort of notions they have. And so I'm in this store, and I'm like, that's not just ribbon, that's webbing. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. And they were just solid colors, but still, I'm like, okay, webbing, you know, bag lady, I'm into that. And so I'm in this store. This is the store right here. And there were lots of fabric stores. So here, you know what? Let me back up. You don't get to hear the rest of the story yet. So we're walking along. I think Nico took this picture. And this is, you can kind of see the street. So it's going way down, and they've got their fabric stacked outside. So you can fabric shop, and they just come and they pull it, and it's just wonderful. So another one of that market. I did buy a few things. The tapestries I did get at this shop. And so that's from a different store. I'm just going to keep them coming. It's like I'm on Instagram now. Although Nico says I'm not very good at posting. So those of you who are following me, I appreciate your patience as I figure out what the heck I'm doing. I am trying. All right, so they had like garments, so like high-end, like designer things. There's that. And then they had some places were very, very reasonable. There's another one that's sideways. So tables full. And then, oh my gosh, look at this. That is, so it's for putting your grommets in and things, but because they are big on tents and like curtains and like different things like that, this is a massive grommet installer. And so mine at home is the size probably of the purple one. And I thought mine was pretty big, but they've got a massive, massive one. So that I just was like, I have to take a picture. And it really doesn't do it justice, like how big the thing is. It was massive. And so, Karen, how did I decide on what? It was hard, like anything. If you're talking the fabric, it was impossible. It was so hard. And even like I look at the pictures, I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't see that fabric when I was trying to decide. I wish I had noticed that one. So yeah, it's hard. Other places we've gone, I've been very fortunate to be able to go twice. So I'll go and I'll kind of check out the fabric area, pick out things that just really, really jump out at me. And I've gone by myself. Like in Japan, I went on my own. It was very safe. We felt comfortable with, the system and what we were doing. So I was able to go on my own, and it was fairly close to our hotel. I did have to take a train, but it wasn't far. But anyway, so I did that on my own. And then my husband came with me again the second time, which is nice because then you can be like, all right, I've had a minute to like absorb and think about it. Now I can do it again. So, but all right, what I started to say is I saw webbing, right? So all these fabrics, really great, really wonderful, love, love, love. But then this store, I see this store, this Bailey Hosier. And this is what I'm seeing. Like, that's like, okay, there's some little webbing and there's these things. And then I go in and I'm like, oh, look at all the webbing. And there's some ribbony stuff. That's pretty cool. And but they've got multiple floors. So that was the first floor. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then I decide, all right, I'm going to go upstairs. And there's this wall. And you know what's on that wall? Those are all purse handles. All of them. They're clasped for purse. Here's more of the webbing. And then there's chains for straps. And that room, here, I should move that down here. Because that room continues on. And there's even more. Oh, wait, and more. And more. But in the hallway outside of that, there's all these purse handles. And then, oh, this might have been downstairs. I'm not sure where this one was at, but look at all those. Oh, no, that was upstairs. It was actually, that was 2 floors up. So it was 3 levels of handbags. All there was a little variation, but it was mostly handbag supplies. Let's see what's in this one. I gotta look it upside down. Oh, here's more of the straps. And then here is an entire room of zippers. An entire room. Amazing. So yes, if any of you are going to be in Istanbul, I highly recommend going to the Spice Market area, going to the fabric stores, which were amazing, and then going in here. Now, this, again, Istanbul, they negotiate. And so this store doesn't because it is a wholesaler, but you can, like the fabrics, they'll make all these deals with you too. And I'm like, oh, okay, it already seems like there was one place I went into and it was like $3 a meter for fabric, and it was gorgeous. In fact, I think this one was $3 for a meter, and it's amazing. But so yeah, it's just incredible. And so yeah, Gloria, yes, my brain melts. See why when people ask me about it, I'm just like, I've lost my brain. So I was going to see if there were any. These are some of the pictures I took, but I don't think these are really all that fun to see. When I was in Istanbul, well, they do a lot of like simple designs. So this was kind of some of the things. Let's see if I really like this one. I should have just bought the bag. They have a lot of knockoffs there. They're known for, so Turkey is known for a couple things, apparently, in tourism. One, they have amazing knockoffs. It's not legal, but apparently they do. And then the other thing they're known for is hair transplants. And so there are all these people with their little plugs, and it was not the prettiest looking, but that was kind of what we saw there, which was pretty funny. One of our guides was like just embarrassed by it. She was like, I hate that we've become popular for that, because it's just ridiculous. Like we've got so much else going for us, and yet that's what people are coming for. And so, Jean, I didn't buy myself a bag. I don't know what my problem is, because it's one of those, in hindsight, I'm like, why didn't I get myself that? But don't worry, I got plenty of other things. I got fabric. I got I got, let's see, I'll show you on here. I got a little cartouche. Let's see if I make it the right way. Here we go. It's, here, I'll set it on my, so it's my name in hieroglyphics. And is it clear?
There we go.
There it goes. So you see that little half circle at the very top? That's my T. The lines are the I, the little, I think they look like slugs, are F's, and then there's the 2 lines for I, the N is the squiggle, and the 2 lines, again, are another I. And so I have my hieroglyphics thing, and I was telling Kate this before. So the guy, when we came in, was like, oh, what's your name? And then he's like, he writes it out, and then he's like, oh, it means like all these wonderful, amazing things. Like my one stepdaughter was like, oh, it's that your name means like sexy lady who loves to dance or whatever. I mean, he just came up with whatever. And I'm thinking, that's strange, but okay. Well, mine for real, the T stands for, here, I'll read it, eats too much. And my I's mean like the straight way, which, you know, I like to sew, so I can live with that. And then F is a clever person, so I'm clever. And then N is that I'm flexible. So anyway, that's kind of it. And your son got a cartouche? Yes, I know, it's really cool. It's nice to be able to go and have it custom made. This is the place we went to. They had lots of choices. I'm not going to say they're like the most reasonable in price or anything, but it is nice to be able to customize it, and they're very well known and respectable. So if you're doing something like that to get a cartouche, you want to make sure you're getting something good. The other thing is we were on a cruise on the Nile, so we sailed into the new year. It was really fun. Loved it. If anybody is ever looking for a Nile cruise, I cannot say enough about the company. The company name is Mayfair. They are a family-run business. They own 3 boats that they run on the Nile. We stayed on the Mayflower, and it was amazing. The crew, just fantastic. They treated us all so well, and really catered to the fact that we had a toddler with us, and like they were great. So the other thing was I got this little bracelet while I was on the cruise. So I did come home with a few little knickknacks. I may not have got a bag, but I got some little treasures. So, all right. I think we're done talking about Turkey and Egypt. I have, see, bag charms. Aren't they cute? Obviously they were keychains, but I think I'll be using those for some of the bags that I make. Never know. All right. So before I move on to something else, we are going to pick the prize winner. I have no idea what your prize is going to be. I didn't think to put one together for you, but you'll get some sort of special surprise. All right, you guys ready? This is your last chance, although if you comment now, you're probably not going to get picked. Kate, will you pick a number for me between 1 and 5?
3.
3, perfect. All right, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right, now pick another number. No, don't pick another number. We're just going to go right here. All right, so Nadine Cook, you are the winner. Congratulations. Okay. And your comment was, what would you make with the fabric? And so, all right, I'm going to go ahead and turn off. I don't need to have me on here any longer. All right. You guys ready? So since I've been back, I've had a little cold, jet lag, so I haven't gotten as much accomplished as I was hoping for today, but I did get some stuff done. So I'm going to show you. This is so stinking adorable. This is the Carry Round bag by Melly and Me, and I had shown you this pattern a little while ago. It hasn't been that long ago, and so, oops, this kind of popped on me. And so, all right, so this is using the Kimberbell Sweet Shop fabric. So this is the back side with the little pocket. Super cute. And then this side is the front. And so, and I don't know if you guys remember for my birthday, I'd given out little gummy bear charms, and it was just perfect because in the fabric there are gummy bears. And so the kit, there is a kit available for it. Gloria did order more of the gummy bear charms, so the kit will come with a gummy bear charm, and so, which is really fun. But I did a couple minor changes to the pattern, and I just want to tell you what they are because those changes are reflected in the kit. So if you want to make one and you want it just like this one, the adjustments I did is I used the main fabric for the lining of the Dresdens and for the lining of the pockets and the bag. To me, that just seemed easier. I know it's kind of simple, but then I used the binding for the binding inside as well as the binding for making the piping and the binding on the zippers and on the handle. So those were my changes. The pattern, really easy to follow. Really liked it a lot. It is going to challenge you a little bit, but the only thing I would say is take your time doing it. When putting the piping in, what I did is I basted first, and then I went back and stitched again. Now, it's still not perfect. I don't generally do binding, but or piping, excuse me, but I think it turned out pretty well. If you look at the edges, it's pretty good. This guy needs to pop back out, but and I like how it looks. Now, she does say if you're not comfortable doing it, you could also flip it and sew. And to show all the windows. No, I'm just a little tiny show. If you guys get my numbers up really big, then I can do 2 prizes. And so was worth asking. Does that mean you're going away? Maybe I should have waited until the end. So, Sharon, I agree. Round things stress me out. And so mine don't generally turn out round, but this did. And I think part of why it turned out round was because of that piping. I don't know why I want to call it a binding. I wasn't planning on making this bag online, Betty. There is some great instruction in the pattern, and then through Melly and me, she's got some additional instruction on there. And so, but if you guys go crazy buying it and are like, we really want the instructions, then you know how that works. Then I'll do it. But if we only have a few people, then I'm not gonna like torture. Well, not torture, but then I'm gonna wait and do a project that maybe more people are interested in. But I do love how it turned out. I love it so much that I am currently working on. This is what I was hoping to get done as well. But oh, did I say the kit? So there's a kit. You can get the pattern on its own. You can get a kit. The kit, let me back my brain up. So the kit comes with a full charm pack of the Sweet Shop by Kimberbell. It will come with a yard of the chambray fabric or something similar. It'll come with a half a yard of the Sweet Hearts or the Sweet Shop Hearts. So that's this fabric I used for the binding. And on here, this is probably the best way to see it. It comes with a double pull zipper. It's probably not going to come with the metallic finish. That was in my stash. And so it'll come with 1 yard of the pink webbing. Look how adorable that is. 2 D-rings for the side. And that's everything. And so that's what you'll get in your kit. And so you won't need all 42. This calls for, it has 16 on the front, and then it has 11 on the back. And then you can get easily 2 from each one if you're trying to fussy cut, which I was trying to fussy cut some of them. But if you're not fussy cutting, you can get 4 out of it because it's a 2.5-inch Dresden, which does come, the template does come in here. So you get the hard plastic acrylic template. So that's that. All right. And then the next one that I'm working on is the tic-tac-toe jacket. And it is so cute. And I know I'm the bag lady, and I sort of, overstepped and went into the garments with this one. But look how cute it is. I couldn't help myself. So this is the beginning of it. And sewing little squares to me is terrifying. And now this needs to be pressed again. I just did it at home. I want to use Johnny's Lara Star because I know that will make it perfect. But I'm not the greatest at focusing on stitching. So I used a different technique for this. And so on the back, I don't know if you can tell really, what I did is I fused it. So I'm going to show you that. But if you're interested in making this, and if you want any sort of additional guidance, we can do a little bit of it on the show. But this kit comes with a lot because of all the little things. And I had some adjustments to this just from the initial. So the pattern calls for 2 1/8 inch squares to be cut. So because we're using charm packs, so you'll get 2 charm packs in your kit. 2 charm packs is plenty to make the smallest size, which is a size 3-4, I believe, and then it goes up to a size 7-8. For the 7-8, so I'm adding extra fabric, but 2 is not enough to do that. You'll need, I think you end up needing about 60 more little squares. So, so anyway, I'm going to include in there 2 charm packs, 6 fat 8s, so that will give you enough fabric and a variety to be able to get to the largest size as well. And then you'll get 1.5 yards of the Sweet Shop pink gummy bears. So pink gummy bears, here's one down here in the corner. So this is the fabric you'll get for the lining. Super, super cute. And so, and then the bindings, I don't have the fabric on here, but it's similar to this with the green is the one I think I'm going to use. It'll either be this one or the one that also includes a bright green with the teal. It'll be really cute. It's going to be what goes around the outside edges. And then you'll get 2 yards of a lightweight single-sided fusible interfacing. And the reason you're getting that is because of this technique. So this is how I did it. And I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on it. This is the only tutorial I'm doing today, so we're sewing. I gotta move everything out of the way though, because all this. Oh, while I'm moving it though, look at this pattern too. So cute. And I know I showed you this, but Kate was actually saying she saw someone who was coordinated with her dog. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could totally coordinate. I could get Sophia in this one. I could make my own bigger jacket because we actually just ordered it. I don't think it's in yet, but we ordered the pattern for the adult size jacket as well. Or maybe we have it.
I think it's called the Laura jacket. I think we do have it.
I don't know if it was the Laura. Is that a Millie and Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well then Laura jacket is the adult one. So we could do that. But what I was going to say is this is the technique I used. And you guys may have done this before. It's just a way of like cheating. And so, yes, thin interfacing here. And so, and then I just laid it out. You just have to be careful that when you do lay it out, that everything lines up just so. So I'm gonna, let's see, how do I make this go back on? There we go. All right, making sure the iron's on. So we're just going to go across. I think I cut my bears a little bit small. All right. There we go. So some of you, it looks like you've done it. It is sold out, I thought. Oh, which one, Cecilia? The Laura jacket? We do have it. Yes, that's how you do the Mondo bag too. Actually, what's funny you brought that up, Marilyn, because Carol found the interfacing for the Mondo bag and she's made one. I think she's going to do like a little tutorial on making the whole bag. And it reminded me of the technique. And I was like, oh, we can, let me do that with this too. And so just to make it a little easier. Now, Carol has also done the one with the glue for the patchwork. So if you like the glue method of putting them together and gluing, I thought this would be a good way for this because we're in the pattern. It has you lay out all your squares. So you can see like I've got three squares here, then I've got 4, 4, 4, but it like changes and then I go to 5 and then I go down here, I get to even bigger. So, that's why I kind of thought, well, this might be an easier method for doing it. Let's see. I don't think I'm quite as straight as I would like, but that's okay. Here we go. All right. So we're just going to press that down real quick. All right. Yeah, and you know, it goes really fast. Like the hardest thing for me when I made these 2 panels was figuring out where I wanted my fabrics. And so once I had that and laid it all out on here, it was fast to press, and then the sewing was so quick. There's a little trick to you want to trim your seams, so you do across, all the horizontal ones, and then you trim your seams, and then you can do the other direction. All right. Oh, someone's calling me. We don't want to talk, so we're going to hang up on them. All right, I'm going to just trim this down real quick.
Someone asked, is this interfacing SF101?
This isn't SF101. You could use SF101. I think it's a little bit thick. This is pretty thin. And so I don't know what the number is. In fact, Kate and I were talking about that before the show because I was trying to figure it out. And so, 10 sisters. I'll have to look at that, Sherry. Thank you. Again, I think you could use SF101. It's just your seams will be thicker. And so I like how thin this is. And so, because if they are thin, you could always reduce your seam allowance a little bit to accommodate for that thickness. And so there's no garbage can in here. I've been looking for a garbage can in here all morning. Kate's going to just laugh at me. All right. Okay, Ray, you think it's way too thick? I mean, I think it's too thick, but I like it. I don't know if Misty Fuse. I don't know. This was just something I found in my stash. And so sometimes when things are found in the stash, it's not always labeled for resale. But I did include some in your kits because I figured I could source it. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should pull it out of the kits. Should we pull it out of the kits? Because then you don't have to use it. What do you think, guys? Should I leave it in the kit or take it out? Because if I take it out, I can reduce the price a little bit of the kit. And so it didn't add a ton, but what do you think, Kate? Should we leave it in or take it out? Reduces the kit price by like $8. Yeah, this is non-woven, so whoever's putting that on there, Ray, you are. Leave it, please. All right, Jan, thank you. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go over, I'm just gonna sew these really quick, and I left in a purple thread just to show you kind of what's going on with it. And so it's really nice, it just folds really easily. I like to just finger press it down. And so just finger pressing that, and then we'll go over here. Let's see what stitch we're on. Oh, come on.
Turn it off and turn it off.
Yeah. I didn't actually sew on it before, so I think it probably was like, all right, you tried turning me on, but then you ignored me. All right. Well, again, we're going to do that. We're going to stitch down, and we'll do each one. Once you've stitched it, what we do is we'll have our seam allowance there, and we're just going to trim right in between the two pieces. And so we'll do that all the way down, all of them. Come on. Well, maybe we're not going to do this demo. Well, shame on me. I should have tested this beforehand, guys. That's on me. Because sometimes, here, let me see if that helps.
We have a few machines out there. I can bring them in really quick.
If you want to, sure. Okay. Do you want to put it back up on there so I'm... Hi, guys. All right, well, Kate is going to get us another machine. I'm going to turn this one off, and we'll go ahead and see if we can do it. It seems like a lot of you have done it before, but I am curious to look at the 10 Sisters grids.
Is the Brilliant okay?
Yeah, Brilliant would be great. And so, all right, so we're going to use the Brilliant, which is a nice, I have my Brilliant at home. Oh, Tommy's in here. You want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll take this one. What happened?
Well, it was on embroidery. Oops. And I took the embroidery unit off. I turned it off and did that. And then when we turned it back on, the screen just stayed dark.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
There's Tommy. So, all right. Karen Dickey. Oh, so it's a grid. Is the grid, is it something you you lay it on top of to see, or is it like something you press it, like you can press it on? Okay, so similar. All right. Oh, and a brand new book. I love books. All right. Hi, Jackie. All right, guys. Well, we have a brilliant over here now, and the lights came on, so I'm feeling pretty good. All right. Oh, and has a pretty Christmas bow on it. It has no sewing foot, though, so we might need a sewing foot.
There should be
There one
here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so organized. I want that one. Let's see. Our J foot is missing, but that's all right. We can use other options. Here's an N. N is perfect. All right. And then we have a bobbin in here. See, it's just like being in your own sewing room at home. I'm going to use the black because there's more in there and I don't want to run out. Obviously, this is just a sample we're using for here. So we're not worried about colors. Let's see, what are my choices over here? I have either copper or black. Let's go with copper. Copper blends nicely with that, don't you think? Oh, you know what? It actually kind of goes with the orange gummy bear. Kind of. All right, I don't have a stopper for the end, so we're going to just hope for the best. Oh, do you have one in there? Or we're okay. It'll be all right. We're not sewing a ton. And it's not like it's super heavy duty or anything. I think it'll be all right. Oh. Come on, buddy. Maybe it's not okay.
Here, I have one.
Thank you. Yep. See, guys, this is my first time back, and I know better than not to like run the machine on something first. So, oh, it got caught in there. I don't know what it's caught on, but it's not happy. All right. There we go. I don't know why
The foot was... Oh, wait.
that should be okay, but that's all right here. We'll go old school. Drop my chair down a little bit too so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right. You gotta love live shows. All right, come on. And of course, I don't have my readers with me and I'm trying to see. Oh, I think I got it. Yes. Victory. All right, guys. Look at us. We've got a machine with lights on. We got it threaded. Here we go. All right. All right, so again, I just finger press this down. And here we go. My foot is a wonky, but that's all right. All right, I'm going to back stitch just a little bit. There we go. I'm going with about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. I'm just using my foot as my guide. Now, just make sure as I go along it's lined up. All right, so got the one. You can see how it kind of lines up, but you can see the little gap. I kind of want that all lined up, not necessarily with gaps. I just happen to miscut my little bears, so I know they're a little bit smaller than my other squares. All right. forget sometimes that this machine doesn't have a foot lift. All right, so again, finger press that. Here we go. Oh, I do have a very important question for you guys. I don't want you to respond yet. I want you to think about it. And when I can actually read your comments, and then I'm going to ask you again. But for the spring event, would you prefer something you've seen before and to make there, or something new and surprising when you arrive? And so, all right. So again, don't answer yet. So we've now stitched down those 3 lines. What we want to do next, I've got this little duckbill, so I think that'll work. But we want to cut in between the fabrics. You want to be very careful not to cut the thread, but you can see I've got that flap there. So we're going to do that for all of them. There we go. Almost. 3 more, and then we're done with this little section. Then we're going to press it, and it presses a little differently. It looks like quite a few of you have made Mondo bags before, or the 10 Sisters version, so you're pretty aware. Okay, I'm going to move up to the table and just show you the pressing, because the pressing is a little different. All right, new and surprising. All right. If you want, you may now comment on my question of if you want something that maybe we've done before. So like the Kate bag, we could do something like that at the event. Johnny had a bag that he had brought that's kind of like a hobo style. His is done in a faux leather. I'm not sure if we could do a faux leather confidently in a group setting like that. We might be able to. I would like to see you there too, Jean. So I don't know if you're considering it or not, but if so, I hope it works out. All right, so, oh, sorry, I'm like talking and not telling you. All right, so what I'm gonna do, put this away real quick. What you wanna do is you're gonna press one direction on one row, and then you're gonna press the opposite direction on the next one, and you're gonna keep doing that. And the reason you want to do that is so that your seams will then nest. And so, hi, Linda. All right, new and surprise. All right, so how are either? All right. Oh, sorry, Jean. I feel like we have that a lot, and Steve just released some additional dates for the rest of the year. So. I mean, we do something different at each of them, but so I'm not sure about the others yet. I haven't looked at the calendar. No bag. So Marie, you don't like doing bags. And so. Or maybe you meant new. I don't know. Because I'm thinking, Marie, if you don't like bags, that's generally all I do in here. So, all right, so we're going to go this direction next. And again, I'm just trying, as I go, I'm making sure I keep that one down that direction. All right. And then the last row. But as you can see, they'll be able to nest because we're going to fold that down next. So it's just it's a nice technique for being able to keep some of that bulk out and to sew it a lot quicker than if you're just doing one square at a time. So then what we're going to do, so you can see it on that side, we're going to fold it down again. We're going to kind of finger press, and I'm going to go over to the machine. And when I do, I just want to make sure that I'm keeping those nested and they don't catch underneath. Tote, not a purse. Oh, okay. All right. All right, here we go. One of my kids just texted me right before the show. They both were like all over me. They were calling nonstop and texting. Kate can attest to it. Sometimes they ignore me for days on end, and then today, both of them. Not complaining. glad they want to chat with mama. All right, so like I said, as I get closer to the seam, I just look underneath and to make sure that that one is, you can kind of see, it's going the right direction. This one's going down, the other side's going up. And so you can feel this one trying to move. So we're gonna just double check, fold it under. All right, there we go. Sorry, I'm used to that popping up on its own. All right, so there we go. We'll do another one. All right, and again, I'm checking. So this side is up, which means the other side should be down. Perfect. This one's ready. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of, it's trying to push it under. So I just want to make sure that's staying where we want it. There we go. All right. Somebody is texting like crazy right now. I'm guessing it's one of you. All right, let's see. Good shape. All right, one more row, and then this will be finished. Let's see how quick that goes. Even when you have to switch out your machine, it's very fast. All right, again, I just want to check, make sure it's pointed up. And I know it's redundant to keep doing it, but at home earlier today, I ignored checking it for just one section, and two of mine flipped on me. I'm like, because I thought, oh, I'm better than that. I know what I'm doing now. I don't need to check, but I'm not better than that at all. All right, guys. So we've got all of those stitched. Oh, look how perfect it is. All right. I don't know what you guys can see, but all I can see is a remote control kind of thingy. So I'm just going to press this. And at this point, you can press them all in the same direction if you would like. A little steam would go a long ways. I didn't add any water to this, so I don't have steam, but it'll at least give you a general idea. There we go. Look at that. I've got beautiful, perfect points. Maybe a little squishy because they're a little fat yet, but I'm trying to decide which way I like better. So, all right. All right, Fran, cool. That'll work. I'll go back and I'll read your comments because I do like to know what your thoughts are about these things. And I do try and factor it in as I come up with ideas, because I have about 4 ideas brewing in my brain. And so I'm hoping this next week to kind of come up with some at least rough samples. They're probably not going to be final, but at least rough samples of what we want to do. And so, all right. I think I still have to sell stuff. I haven't done that. All right, you guys saw the kits. If for some reason you're not huge fans of the Sweet Shop, so the Sweet Shop, which is, I love it. I think it's adorable. But I also love a lot of things, so it doesn't have to be everyone's favorite. We do have the charms on their own. So if you want to just kind of I already have the pattern and I have other fabrics I want to use for the lining and things, so I don't need a full kit. We have the charm packs available for you. So that one's really cute. That's exactly what I used for everything. So again, we've got this bag. So Sweet Shop. So it only takes 1 charm to make the bag. It takes at least 2 or 3 if you want to do it this way. In the kit, I'm giving you some fat 8s so that you've got a variety of fabrics. And that way you can do either 3. You can either do size 3, 4, or you could go all the way up to 7, 8. So, all right, so that's one. Here's another one. I love this one. I am going to be making the charming duffel out of this because I just think it's adorable. But this is called Reef. It's got similar colors, a little bit deeper on the blues, but it's got the blues, the teals. It goes into a little bit of green, light blue, purple, and then the kind of coral color, and of course up into this. So I just think those colors are stunning. I love it. So I'm going to try not to take too long. I'm just grabbing as I go. So poor Kate, I'm not in any order. Sweet Sicily, you guys have probably seen this. Very pretty line, very sweet. Again, it's similar colors. It's all very springy, early summer, but light blues and kind of periwinkle color. The greens, the soft tones. Got the coral in there, more of the green. Here's that peachy pink color. Just really pretty. And so I think that would be really nice too. All right, zinnia. You're getting into some brighter colors. And so the pinks and purples and teals. So similar, it has some similarity to it, but definitely a different style. More floral on this one. And so that would be really pretty. This next one came out while I was gone, and I am a bit obsessed. And they said I would be. And it just happened to be a day when I opened up the app and I was like, I love that one. So I am a huge Paisley fan. I love the blues and greens in this. So this one is called Paisley Garden. And it's got, you can see on the back of the charm pack, it has all the different colors and little tiny samples, but I'll show you real quick what's in here. I know you've seen it before. There has some little dots and it has the scrolls. So in all the different shades. And then this really pretty print. This reminds me of Turkey. Like this sort of style was in all the tile work and all kinds of stuff. It was really neat. It was everywhere. A little bit of the turquoisey, the green, little grays. All right, look how pretty that is. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. The little flowers. Oh, now someone's calling. It's got to be potential spam. It's like 223, 223, 2233. All right, there we go. Yeah. So, oh, that's pretty. So the paisley, but in kind of more the green colors, the teals. And then we get into the blues and like the dark periwinkle, navy, not navy, more of a royal. So, but this one comes in both the charm pack and it comes in the 10-inch. So if you got the 10-inch, you would have enough to make the jacket and the bag. So Johnny just walked in. Hello, Johnny.
Tiffany, how you doing?
Good. All right, so Brookside is next. It's another one that we have both the charm pack and the layer cake. I was trying to see if there's a picture. Nope. But it's it goes from black colors into this kind of rust color and the gold colors, a little bit of a peach. This is the one I made that one bag out of. Was here. Let me go over here. You can see better. I really like this collection. But remember I think it was called the Misty bag, was this one, the geoprint. It's really pretty. Here we go. So all kinds of colors, the light greens and the blues. I think that this front one here really represents very well what's in there. So I'm gonna stack these. So again, this is called Brookside. We have it in the charm, we have it in the layer cake. Boom. All right. Okay, I love this one. If you're looking for something more manly, I know these projects are not manly at all, but if you're looking at them for like doing the charming duffel or something for a man, I'm gonna make my son, who's a history major, one out of this, the charming duffel, because I just think it's so great. And it's like really good neutral colors. It's got the navies, it goes into the kind of more of a medium blue color, a little bit of the dark. So you kind of see that. It looks like air waves because it is about flight. And so that had like delta. Oh, look, little compasses. Very cool, little airplanes. So anyway, a lot of the light colors, the creams, are some of the green mixed in, which is a nice accent. There's more of the plains, but in multicolor. And then here, so really a nice one. Again, charm pack or the layer cake. And so this I think would be really sweet too. It is Nantucket Summer. We don't have a lot. We have maybe like 4 layer cakes and 4 charms, and that's about it. And I may have my numbers off slightly, but that's pretty close, pretty accurate. But this is, again, Nantucket Summer. It's the greens, the soft blue, getting into a little bit more medium blue, and then into the dark blue. And so, but really a pretty collection. I didn't grab the charm pack when I was getting it. I don't know why, but again, we have about 4 of each of those. The next one, this is the last one. All right, so this is Beloved. Beloved is one of my favorite collections. It's got this vintage vibe. You saw I made, whoop, I can grab it. Actually, I'm using, this is the bag I have been using on a lot of rotation lately. Oop, I got a little fuzzy on there. So this one's made out of the main pink fabric, and I love it. I think it's so pretty. I think Kate was even putting this kit back in because we did get more of this fabric. For a while we didn't have it. There were kits for the drawstring tote, which is this. The pattern is found in the book. So drawstring totes or something like that.
So drawstring bags.
So drawstring bags. And so I believe that is on our list now. So you're able to get that as well. And then the other kit I had done with this collection, but I don't know if Kate even knows this, was Foldy Locks. And so, so we can also do that one. I don't have all the hardware for that one. So if you order it, please be patient. It will take me until next week to get the hardware and to get those put together. And so this one, on the other hand, it doesn't take a lot of unusual hardware, whereas Foldy Locks does. So, but Foldy Locks, again, was made, I did 2 different colorways. There was a cream color and a gray. This came in the pink and the gray, which both look fantastic. We have, I hadn't seen these before, but here, I'll show you the back side. So this is Beloved. This is the 10 pack, or the 10-inch squares, so the layer cake. We do not have charm packs of this. We have a 10-inch pack, and we also have a fat quarter bundle. And so, which is just, it's kind of nice because you can see the different fabrics that are in here. And so, very pretty. Love paisleys. So, oh, and then there's this one way down here. Why is that only down there? Oh, because they wrapped it around the bottom. So my pink fabric is wrapped around the bottom. And so I get it now. And there's the gray version. Very pretty. All right, guys. I think that's it. So next week, are we telling them what we're doing next week? Have we decided?
It's up to you.
So when I came back, because I've been back for a week, and so, well, almost a week. I came in last week for a day. I was so tired. I was jet lagged and not feeling great. And but it was so fun to come in anyway and just be like, hi, I'm back. But so both Kate and Soph were like, you have to do bag tags or like bag charms. And so they sent me some. And one of the ones they sent me, I had just seen a bag that I had been wanting to make with you guys. And so we're going to use the ruffler foot. So some of you may have seen Joni do a demo on that some time ago. So we'll do another quick demo on it next week. And we're going to use that to make a really adorable bag charm, as well as a really cute bag. The bag charm is perfect for Valentine's. And so that's what we're going to do next week. It'll be really cute. I think you're going to love the project. I'm also going to be working on some of those samples for a potential spring event. So that'll be kind of fun. And so I may give you guys a little sneak peek and let you help vote on what we do. So I'm hoping they can all like work into a shorter time frame, but some of them, like one project in mind, I know I'm pretty confident I can't make it happen in 3 hours, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try anyway. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your patience as you wait for me to come back, and for indulging me and letting me share our travels with you and our little things that we've got. And so, again, thank you so much. Is there another show today?
There is. They're gonna do pop-up shows on The Soprano and the Victory Surger, I believe.
Okay, so pop-up show later today for The Soprano and the Victory. So that should be fun. I'll kind of tell you a little bit about those machines. And I will see you next Tuesday. Thanks again, everyone. Bye-bye.